Oh no, what did I do? Oh, okay.
The main event is here. He's finally playing it.
So
You can crossplay as well. That's so cool.
I don't. In your own settings, if you open your settings menu real quick,
Yes.
gameplay, important things to change. Gameplay tab.
Yes.
Turn off karmic dice if that's on.
Okay. Save
And
number.
then I think that's it for now. And there we go.
I can connect to Twitch. What does that mean? Ooh.
I think it's you can get drop. Oh no, because there's no drops in this game. I don't know. Okay. Did you get an invite?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm gonna send you another.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm gonna
send you another one right now. Are you getting all these?
I've got the first 3. People on Twitch can vote on dialogue options, apparently.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. So like the one person can vote on dialogue options.
Alrighty.
I
So
thought I was
okay.
at the final
First
editing.
most important.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. First most important question. What are we doing about the story? What are you wanting to do? I'm happy to. I've only ever actually gone through the story once, so I'm happy to just take it slow again if you want to. If you want to plan to do the whole thing, paying attention to the story, we can do that. If you want to start doing that and see how it goes, see if it takes your interest, and if it doesn't, then we can skip through stuff. We can do that as well. Or if you just want to skip through everything straight away, we can do that as well.
I like the idea of paying attention until my ADHD-ness takes me out of it from having to read too much.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm interested in the story.
It's narration. Like, the whole thing's narrated.
I want to be more interested this time around.
Okay, yeah, that is fine. There'll be, plenty of interactions where it's just, you and a character talking, and you'll just, talk to them however you want as well. It's not going to be, all the time one of us is listening to the other and stuff. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What were you going to say?
I thought I was at the end of editing a D2 playthrough,
Yeah.
and I found another 4-hour VOD, and that's the last one. I was like, no!
Oh, no.
I'm almost at the end.
No.
It's so good.
You're seeing this cutscene, right?
I haven't, no.
No, you are seeing it right now. You're watching it.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, because this is important for the story. So, it's also a sick cutscene, how high fidelity it is.
Actually, looks pretty sick.
People who have played D&D before will know what race that character is, and what creature that tentacle guy is as well. But if you don't know D&D, then it's just oh, okay. Do you know what that guy is?
Dark Elf?
No, he's a Mind Flayer.
That's nowhere close to a Dark Elf. How do you catch that?
And the race that lady is, that's looking scared, is a Githyanki.
Oh.
Who are basically I'll let you watch this.
Oh. Oh. That's so bad.
And so this is us.
I'd rather be pegged.
Oh my goodness.
That's so gross.
So, quick breakdown on lore on the Mind Flayers. The Mind Flayer tadpole that they just put in under our eye is also, I don't know if it came up with a tutorial thing. You can either say yes or no whether you want me to explain or you just want to figure it out on your own.
I said yes to explaining, but I'll probably just immediately ignore it. So
okay, so before we do anything, Mind Flayers are all normal human races that have been transformed into Mind Flayers by having that tadpole put into their brain, and then it transforms them into a Mind Flayer. after a certain amount of time.
Ah.
So that's how they reproduce, is by kidnapping races and then putting the tadpoles in the head. So, just like DOS 2, on the character creation screen, the people with names that you can click on are the origin characters that also are some of the companions that we can get later on. So,
Right.
this also means if you like the look of one of them,
Nice one,
look
Yuri.
at what the
Maybe,
class is as well. So basically, Asterian's a rogue, Dagger's sneak attack, Lae'zel is a warrior, Gale is a wizard, Shadowheart is a cleric, Will is a warlock, which is basically like a kind of wizard that focuses on like a specific thing and has less spells, and Karlach is a barbarian. So those are the classes, some of the classes. There's other companions you can have as well, but those are the classes of those companions. But if you like if you look at Karlach, if you click on her and think should be cool as a companion, you can just, and then you're like, I want to be a barbarian, then you can just make her a different class.
Right.
So they don't have to be the class that they start as. Also, the Dark Urge, if you see that, that's a created character, but you're basically evil through the whole playthrough. That's like, so you have like your own plotline where you're evil. But it's for a first playthrough, it's pretty hard to be evil. So we might just do a good run if you're fine with that. Because basically you, when you're evil, you miss out on a ton of XP, so you end up at the end of the game really low level, which just makes things more difficult. So if you want to create your own character, rather than clicking on any of the like portraits and stuff, just click custom at the top.
I watched the tutorial I watched was them. He said that before you do any customization, choose everything first and then customize. But also, I want to create my own character, then pick up some on the way.
Yeah. That's what we'll do.
That sounds cool.
So just so you know, like because you're gonna play a wizard, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, like we probably won't use Gale then, because he's a wizard. But if you see any of these, like if you look at these other origin characters besides Dark Urge, and think, okay, this is who I'm thinking at least at the moment that I want to recruit, we can head that way at the beginning of the game, so you get them earlier than we might otherwise. If that makes sense. So, is there anyone particularly that you like the look of?
Will looks pretty cool. Also, like Garlic, because just an absolute brute.
Garlic?
Is it
Did you just call her
Garlic? Is it
Did you
Garlic?
just call her Garlic?
I called her Garlic. What is it?
You can see her name right there, Karlach.
Garlic. Oh, right. She's Garlic now.
Okay.
What's Shadowheart?
Also,
Races?
what race or what class?
Class, sorry.
She's a cleric. So
she's
she's heals, buffs. That's like basically the whole thing. So rogue is like sneak attack while the enemy is focused on someone else. They sneak up and stab them in the back. Warrior is stunning people, tripping them over, and just being in the middle of the fight. You know, wizard. You know, and then no one's a druid. Cleric is buffs, heals. Will is like wizard, but rather than spending all your time casting spells, if you click on Will, and then on the right side of the screen, see that like red lightning bolt?
Yeah.
So if you hover over there, that's called Eldritch Blast. So rather than casting spells all the time, a lot of the time you'll just be attacking with your Eldritch Blast. So it's like, rather than shooting your bow and arrow or swinging your sword, you're just launching Eldritch Blasts all the time. Which is like a magical blast spell. Also, another thing, if you're evil, you cannot recruit Karlach or Will.
Really?
Yeah, there's a choice that if you're evil that you can make where they both hate it so much that they just leave the party.
Wow. Shadowheart seems pretty useful as well.
So you want everyone's favorite goth girl?
That's
fine,
she's. I thought that'd be everyone's favorite goth girl, but she doesn't look goth.
Yeah.
She looks innocent.
But she serves. I don't know if you can see it. Can I click on her for a second?
Oh, 1 second.
I can't click on her. You can't click on the same origin because then it's like, so you can't pick the same character. So she serves. Okay, yeah. So I'll click on her again. Up the top, under where it says race and her class, it should say the name Shar, Shar.
Yeah.
Hover over that and then read that text. That's the goddess that she serves.
Oh, like a.
So it's like she's like she's like darkness, fear, trickery, all that kind of stuff. So,
and Garlic doesn't have anyone.
No, well most that's because deity, like the deity thing, is for clerics. Because clerics, the whole class thing with clerics is they get their powers to cast stuff from their deity, not from like the same place that a wizard does, where it's like through academic research. So
Will is evil.
So, yeah. So warlocks, so clerics, clerics make a pact with a deity to get their powers. Warlocks make a pact with like a devil or like a demon, and that's where they get their powers from. So Will, like if you, hang on, yeah, if you click on him and like listen very intently, you'll hear like a laughing in the background.
Oh yeah, that's...
Click on him again. Yeah, so that's his patron. That's who gives him his power.
Oh whoa.
Laughing in the background. So if your character, if you pick a cleric, you have to pick a deity that you get your powers from, and the same for a warlock, you have to pick as well. So that's like how the classes function in D&D. So it's the same for the game as well. Because if you didn't know, this is like basically just D&D the video game. Yeah. So first things first is if you click custom, you'll want to choose before you do like how your character looks. Do your race and your class at least, and then you can customize after that.
What do I pick?
So if you click through the races, down the bottom, it's like tells you their move speed. So in one turn, that's how far you can move. And then everyone gets like a little bit of a bonus. But to be completely honest, pick whatever you feel like. It doesn't matter very much.
Like to be a gnome and name myself Garden.
So gnomes have 1.5 less movement speed every turn than the tall races.
Oh yeah,
but then they get really good buffs. Like gnome cunning means like if someone tries to inflict a debuff on you that uses intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you get to roll twice and take the highest roll. So that's like super powerful, but then you get less movement speed. So all the short races get like less movement speed, but really powerful. Like halfling, when you roll a 1 on anything, basically, you re-roll that dice. And a 1 is a natural failure, so no matter what you have for bonuses, you always fail, but halflings get to re-roll a failure, basically, which is super strong. So rolling because every time we attack, try and do an action, or do anything, you'll roll a dice, and then that affects what happens. If you roll a 1, it's a critical failure. No matter what your bonuses for trying to achieve that are, you automatically fail. If you roll a 20, which is the highest, you automatically succeed no matter what your bonuses are. But you can roll anywhere between 1 and 20.
Right.
And it's random. Also, what I got you to turn off, karmic dice. If you roll really low, it'll increase your odds of getting higher rolls, but we have that off, so it's going to be completely random.
Alright,
so basically, cool. I made it harder, but it's like the more authentic experience. Basically, that's like making rolls easier for you. So just pick what you like. If you want to look at the bonuses and that's what you care about that, do that. If you just like the idea of being a specific race or the lore, there's a little bit of lore at the bottom and stuff.
Have picked a half elf, and I'm gonna be a high half elf. A, because elves are cool, but also B, because a bit of mixture of the wizardry coolness, but also...
So, half-elves...
They're cool.
Don't actually get a bonus, but that's fine.
Well, they get like a...
No, sorry. High half-elves don't get like a wood half-elf gets extra 1.5 meters of movement speed, and then the drow gets like an extra spell for free, whereas high half-elf gets nothing. But I think they get...
They get like a high elf cantrip.
Oh yeah, they do. Sorry, yeah. No, you're right. So you get an extra ability spell. So it's up to you whether we can quickly run through. Are you like that? Oh no, you didn't look up a build. You look up the beginning guide. So are you wanting to basically every level you're just gonna get like new spells that you can pick, and then you can kind of, if you want, you can kind of just look at the ones that you like and take those. Or if you want help, you can ask me for help as well. So we're playing on normal difficulty, so it's nothing's gonna be like terrible, but it's entirely up to you what you want to do.
My default character almost looks like a Karen with the haircut. Is that my backstory that I'm trying to towards the overall manager?
You can change their appearance.
I'm gonna select an acid splash for my cantrip. I had an overview of how like the combat works, which is good. So I know like what the cantrips compared to the spells. Yeah.
It's entirely up to you. Take that if you like. You'll be able to take. You get an extra cantrip for being a high half elf, but then you also pick 3 more later on. Aye. So you basically pick 4. So just pick one that you like the look of, and then if you're a wizard, you just click that, and then for cantrips, you can choose 3 more.
Jesus.
So I will say the top row, third from the left, bursting sinew as basically corpse explosion.
Hmm.
Explode a corpse, causing it to impale those around it. Cool spell. Firebolt, good, classic, but it's basically the same as Acid Splash from.
How do I pick what ones I want?
You
Oh,
just
here we
click on
go. Here we go.
Oh, you click on, you just click off the top ones and then click the ones that you want. We're playing on normal. We're playing on normal. Oh. You know how in our DOS 2 run you were the face of the party?
Yeah.
Because you're living persuasion. In D&D and in this game, persuasion is based off of charisma, which is not a stat that you'll really be leveling.
No.
So, unless you pick someone, a companion, although that won't really work either. So it might end up being that I be the face of the party, depending on who has the high charisma, if you're fine with that. But if I'm doing a conversation, I'll still tell you, and you can listen in and stuff. You could also vote on what choice you want me to pick in conversation, which is hilarious. So.
Do I want to be a high elf now? I don't even know anymore.
Well, okay. So, wizards, their casting is based off of intelligence. Warlocks, which are basically like wizards that focus on Eldritch Blast but can still cast spells, use charisma as their spell modifier. So you'll have high charisma as a warlock, but then you won't have as many spells. But if you were you saying sorry that you weren't sure about race, or you weren't sure about class?
Race. I like my class.
Okay.
I feel like
it doesn't really matter.
Good.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Just what you think is cool. Like whatever the character looks like when you select them will be completely different by the time you're done customizing them. So don't go off what they look like right now. Just go off what kind of race you think would be cool to be.
I'm thinking gnome.
Sure.
What's this? Speak with animals? Ooh. And what's this? Can see in the dark. Or a deep gnome. Can see in the dark. An advantage on stealth. I don't really need stealth though. A stealth would be good. What's up, Zedek?
There's also, if you click on your cantrips again, so these abilities, these cantrips you're choosing, you can use these as many times as you want. Like there's no, they're infinite. Once you get actual spells, you'll only be able to cast a certain amount of them before we have to rest, which is like an actual going to camp, sleeping and everything, which will mean there might be some fights where you think, oh, I won't use spells, I'll just use cantrips. So that means if you look at your cantrips again, bottom row, second from the left, friends. If you are speaking to someone and trying to persuade them, you can cast it. And since we're on normal difficulty, it won't do anything. Like it says it can make them hostile, but it won't on normal difficulty. Which basically means you get to roll 2 dice when you're trying to convince somebody and take the higher roll. So that's a good one as well. So like, not all your cantrips have to be offensive because you'll have a ton of like offensive spells as well. So that could be a good one for you to take.
Okay. I was thinking of being a gnome, and my whole idea is throwing out poison, but I'm too tiny to be affected by it because I go underneath the poison. I mean, it's not real, that doesn't happen, but...
But it sits on the ground in a puddle.
Oh, it does too. Oh, fuck.
So unless you're playing mining underground, which a gnome would do, you know, but more for a dwarf thing.
I just don't get human, because it's boring. What's that?
I mean, you could literally be a dragonborn, you could be a dragon. Or you could go with the same thing and be a dwarf again like you did in your DOS 2 playthrough. Although, dwarfs are more inclined to... Oh,
What's a drow
not
like?
necessarily. Drow is like a dark elf. It's like underground, living in darkness elf. Although I'm not entirely sure.
Is the dancing lights good? The cantrip?
It's literally just to help you see better. It's like having a torch.
Does it work? Like, do you need it much?
No, I've never used it. So, if you're having trouble seeing, just turn up your brightness. Like, you know. Also, did you know? I'm pretty sure D&D is taking out half-orcs because apparently it's racist.
Oh, what? Now that makes me want to play half-orc.
You remember that Pong Sifu guy that I talked about a while ago?
Yeah.
Him and his friends doing a playthrough. There's a start of one of their videos where it's like, one of the guys like, I'm gonna pick a half-orc because I'm gonna be a racist. And then they just like go off saying, I have no idea what race in real life half-orcs are affiliated with and why it's considered racist. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, I'm gonna be a tiefling.
Can you see why I sent you that video of being stuck at character creation for 125 hours?
Oh my god.
Is you just
It's a choice that
It's
affects
not-
me for so long.
Well, yeah, so you can change class whenever you want, but you cannot change race. So you're stuck with whatever race you choose for the rest of the game. You can be a Githyanki too, they're cool.
Yankee.
They're basically frog people.
What's
Not
that?
actually, but they look like frogs.
Is astral knowledge good?
It, So when you use it, you get a bonus to all your skill checks, which is like interacting with basically anything. So yeah.
Full mol. I like the Zariel Tiefling. That's pretty cool.
Let me have a look.
I mean, it's probably not good for a...
Oh, that's the same.
Wizard.
That's what Karlak is. Not that you shouldn't go it, but Karlak's a Zariel tiefling.
Oh.
But these are all like these are the names are who that tiefling is descended from.
Alright, I'm gonna go the middle one. The
Yeah,
meta...
you gotta make your choice eventually, Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the meta...
You gotta be able to say the name if you're gonna choose it.
Metatophylaces. Metatophylaces.
Okay, after me, Mepha,
Metha.
Stophiles.
Stophilles.
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles?
Is there a reason why?
Not really. I mean, the Mage Hand is pretty good, but I also want to be a Tiefling, because they seem cool.
Okay, yeah, but Mage Hand is something that you can just get if you want it. If you're looking at like the color of their skin or anything like that, like what the character looks like, you can change all of that. It's
Right.
literally what you're choosing. It's literally between the three is the ability that I get.
Right, okay.
So when you're choosing, basically when you're choosing your race here, do not look at the character that's right in front of you. That is not your character.
Look at the
You're
race
basically just
features.
looking at the race features and basically the just general idea of the race that you want to be.
Okay.
Why don't you want to? Why did you decide not to be a high half elf?
I just thought it was a little boring.
You could literally just be like a actual half elf, sorry, actual high elf, like not half elf. There is just elf as well.
Hmm.
It's up to you.
What's good about elves? They see in the dark, an advantage on saving throws. And then I need to choose my sub race. I'm gonna be an elf. Screw it. I'm making the choice now. Choices now. Choices.
It's basically like whatever race you choose, the only thing that's gonna matter is the trait and how tall you are. How they look is gonna be completely up to you when you customize them. So,
I'm gonna be a wood elf.
okay.
I've chosen, but
So
ironic
you
wood
get
elf.
extra movement.
So I will have acid splat. Maybe I should take off the firebolt and get the charming thing.
What do you currently have on?
Acid splash, poison spray, and friends.
So poison spray. To cast that, it'll be a cone in front of you.
Not good. Okay.
So
Toll of the Dead sounds cool.
So,
Ray of Frost sounds cool.
these cantrips, so Firebolt, Acid Splash, Ray of Frost, they all do the exact same thing. It's just a different element. So you only need one. It's just because there's not going to be a turn where you cast Ray of Frost and Acid Splash. It'll be one of those. So there's no point in having both.
I'm doing
you get what I mean?
Friends, Acid Splash, and Toll of the Dead.
Okay. Not a fan of Bursting Sinew. That's Corpse Explosion.
Yeah.
No? Okay, that's fine.
No, I want to make friends, not explode them.
Okay. And then so click spells.
Oh my.
And then click off all the ones that are. Don't worry, we'll get it. We'll get it sorted. So click off all the ones that are already selected.
Yeah.
So, at the start, you'll be able to cast like this like 3 times. Like any of these, like basically, you. Oh no, is that not how Wizard works in this game? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out once we get into the game. So, Are you currently reading through them?
Yeah.
So, first one to put on immediately. Second row, far right, magic missile.
Put that one
Very
on.
good.
Put that on.
Yeah, probably the best one for level 1. Witch Bolt, last one on the list, is also pretty good.
Oh yeah. I've done Magic Missile, Find Familiar, Ray of Sickness, Hideous Laughter, Witch Bolt, and Shield. Would you suggest me taking off and putting on any others?
Say that one more time.
I got Magic Missile, Find Familiar, Ray of Sickness, because I kind of want to be poisony, or Necromancy, Hideous Laughter, Witch Bolt, and Shield.
For fun, take off Hideous Laughter and put on Grease, which is the pig.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
There's also an argument to be made. Take off Shield and put on Mage Armor.
Okay.
So basically, Shield lasts for 1 turn, so you get the bonus for 1 turn. Mage Armor is for like until we rest. So it's like a permanent buff until you reapply it, and it gives you better dodge and everything. It's stuff that we can kind of like just gloss over, but do you understand how D&D like hit and dodge stuff works? Has that ever been anything that you've looked at?
It's all based on like rolls, right?
So, if you hover, I don't know what screen you're on, but if you can hover over Mage Armor.
Yep.
So where it says increases its armor class to 13 plus its dexterity modifier. If
So you
you
get
click
like a
on
13 or higher.
abilities, no. So if you click on abilities at the bottom,
Yeah.
it'll be easier to explain once we get into the game. It'll make more sense when we get into the game. So you have the spells you're wanting to do.
Yep.
So your background, basically, down the bottom where it says skills, and then it lists them, it gives you proficiency in those things. So like, if there's for Acolyte, if there's an insight check or a religion check, you have better chances of passing those.
Right.
So it depends. Like you can do criminal, so then you get deception and stealth. If you look bottom right where it says skills already, if you can you do that? I'm currently sitting on the same character as you. I'm sitting on a wood elf wizard, right?
Yep.
So for skills, I'm hovering over Acolyte, and my skills are Stealth, Arcana, Investigation, Religion, Insight, and Perception. Because of your race and also because of your class, you get skills as well. So this is just like an additional 2 to what you already have.
Right.
So just pick whatever one you like the sound of. If there's like a specific, like if you want to be the face of the party, then you can do Guild Artisan, so you have Persuasion and Insight. Or if you want to steal stuff or do Stealth, you do Criminal. It honestly doesn't really matter too much. If you plan on casting Talk to Animals, Speak with Animals, you could do Folk Hero, because that gives you a bonus to animal handling and survival. It's really not that big of a deal.
Okay. I'm gonna do Sage.
Okay, that goes well with Wizard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then I'm not sure what it will be for you. Now abilities is the big thing where people can get
What's up,
stuck.
Soda?
See the two little boxes, highlighted white boxes. Click those off.
Yeah.
And it should say like choices pending.
Yeah.
Do you want? Okay, this is another question. How metagamey do you want your stats to be? Do you want to be the best wizard you could ever be, or are you fine with just like more middle of the road stats to kind of cover everything?
I like middle of the road, just in case.
Okay, that's fine. So list off. I'm gonna list off what mine are. They probably should be the same as yours. Just from strength down to charisma. 8, 13, 14, 15, 10, and then 12.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, take 2 points out of charisma.
Yep.
And then put. Oh, interesting. Actually, do you want to do talking or not?
I don't really mind.
Put those 2 points back into charisma. The stats that it has should probably be fine.
Is it me crackling? Is it the game, or is it me? Let me know. I don't want to be crackling.
My question is.
Really don't want to be crackling, so please let me know. Thank you for letting me know, though.
So for the
game?
first box, that's a +2. Do intelligence.
Yep.
And then the next one, the +1, do dexterity.
Yep.
So you should have 8, 14, 14, 17, 10, 12.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, take 1 point out of intelligence.
Yep.
So you should be at 16, and then put 2 points into strength.
So it's not like a negative, because I learned
So-
that if it's an under 10, you get a debuff.
Yeah, so you actually have 10, 14, 14, 16, 10, 12.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, and then at the bottom of this screen, click change, and then you can switch out. You can click off those boxes and switch them to something else, that other available ones if you want to, or you keep them. This is just other skills that you have a proficiency in. So if you don't want investigation, if you want insight or religion instead of investigation or medicine, there's not very many options. So,
I'm pretty limited.
so it's just up to you. You just get two.
Right. Cool.
All good?
That's all good.
Lastly, repair spells. So this is how Wizard works. So if you click those off, the top ones, these are the 6 you've chosen.
Yeah.
So for your first level, you can only cast 4 spells before you need to long rest to get them all back. So
Right.
like you can click. So these are so like these 4, you have to choose 4 that you want to be able to cast out of the 6.
Right. Is that
I
better?
got mine are different because I didn't actually select the ones that you did, but magic missile definitely.
Definitely magic missile.
Mage armor for defense for yourself, so you don't die so easily. And then I don't remember what else we chose, but the other 2 should be.
I like find familiar.
Yeah, that's your summon.
And,
And then
ray of sickness.
what are the other 3?
I got grease, witch bolt, and ray of sickness.
Right. Yep.
Sweet.
Okay, so you should be all good. So now, don't click proceed, click edit appearance, and then you've got all of your character
God.
creation options now. So now that you're set up with your class, I'll leave you to create your character while I go back and actually make my class. So who are you leaning towards at the moment?
I like-
Jedi, right?
Shadow. Yeah, but I was like the sneaky guy.
Will? Oh, Astarion?
Yeah, Starion.
Astarion? Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can, I keep forgetting you can just respec them later anyway if you want to, so it's not a big deal.
I'm gonna try and make Sophie, but as an elf. Because that's what I always do. Yeah, it looks like Sophie. Massive tattoos on the face.
You're not just like going through the random appearance, are you?
No.
Oh, okay, because I was like, you do know you can basically change every single thing about how your character looks.
Oh, Zycala. Okay. Apparently the stream is like crackling. It's still shaky. I need to look into that. 1 second. That sounds terrible.
Why do I hear myself spit up in the background?
That's the stream apparently. What the hell?